Imagine you're standing in Moscow's Red Square, surrounded by bustling crowds and the glowing lights of the Kremlin. Suddenly, every giant screen switches to a horrifying image. Mumbai, India, engulfed in nuclear fire, black smoke choking the sky. In South America, the Amazon rainforest disintegrates under the 2,000-degree heat of an engorged sun, turning green leaves to cosmic ash. The crowd falls silent, phones raised to record, as a deep voice booms from speakers. This is the day Earth ends. In Geneva, Switzerland, scientists at CERN stare at screens displaying an undeniable truth. Earth will not last forever. The only question left is, what happens next? Welcome to a scientific and philosophical journey with What If Universal, where we explore the fate of our planet and humanity. Before we begin, let's face 5 astonishing facts about Earth's doomsday. Fact 1. According to the Max Planck Institute for Astronomy, in 5 billion years the Sun will become a red giant, incinerating Earth at 2,000 degrees, turning everything from the Arctic to Antarctica into cosmic dust. Fact 2. Nuclear war is an existential threat. A 2020 study from Rutgers University shows that just 150-300 nuclear warheads, a fraction of the global 12,000, could trigger a nuclear winter, killing billions in months. Fact 3. A modern nuclear warhead, like the Tsar Bomba once tested, has a 50 megaton yield, 3,000 times the Hiroshima bomb, capable of wiping out a city like Tokyo in seconds, per Russian military records. Fact 4. Scientists at ESA warn that an extreme coronal mass ejection from the sun could destroy the global power grid, plunging humanity into a pre-technological age in 18 hours. Fact 5. Every atom in our bodies, from dancers at Brazil's carnival to monks meditating in Bhutan, was forged in the stardust of supernovae, as Carl Sagan said in Cosmos. But the star that birthed us will also destroy us, in an inescapable cosmic cycle. So, what happens if Earth truly ends? Not in a dream, but in a reality backed by science. Will humanity, from Asia's megacities to Africa's tribes, leave any trace behind? Or will it all be dust and silence? In this video, What If Universal takes you through 2 doomsday scenarios: nuclear war, where we destroy ourselves, and cosmic death, where the sun incinerates our planet. We'll explore what happens next, whether humanity can leave a legacy or if all will fade into cosmic darkness. Before we dive in, if you love scientific stories, philosophical hypotheticals, and questions that reshape your view of the universe, hit subscribe and the bell icon on What If Universal. Every week, we bring creative what-if scenarios, from what if Earth stopped spinning to what if we found alien life. Don't forget to comment with the what-if question you want us to explore next. Now, get ready for a journey through space and time where the fate of Earth and humanity's legacy is revealed. What if the day Earth ends? On June 18, 2025, a message from the United Nations appears on every screen worldwide, from billboards in Beijing to TVs in Cape Town cafes. Earth will end. Not today, but it will happen. This message, grounded in scientific predictions, warns of 2 looming doomsday scenarios: nuclear war, where humanity wipes itself out through political missteps, and cosmic death, where the sun, our life-giving star, incinerates the planet in a blaze of plasma. From Asia's bustling megacities to Polynesia's fishing villages, humanity faces a new reality. They must prepare for the end or find a way to leave a legacy beyond the cosmic darkness. But how will these 2 scenarios unfold, and what will they leave behind for humanity? Nuclear war, humanity's self-destruction. In 2035, a morning in São Paulo, Brazil, begins with vibrant life. Coffee vendors push carts along Paulista Avenue, children play soccer in Ibirapuera Park, and traffic hums on the highways. Suddenly, air raid sirens blare across the city. A nuclear warhead detonates 1 kilometer above the city center, unleashing a blinding fireball. The shockwave obliterates the Bandeirantes monument, devastates Liberdade, and incinerates skyscrapers. The temperature at the epicenter reaches 100 million degrees Celsius, vaporizing everything. Simultaneously, dozens of warheads detonate in Tokyo, Mumbai, Moscow, and London. In Tokyo, Skytree collapses and Shibuya is engulfed in flames. In Mumbai, the Yamuna River evaporates, and Dharavi is reduced to ash. Within 60 minutes, 2,000 nuclear warheads are launched globally, turning major cities into vast graveyards. Smoke from burning cities rises into the stratosphere, blocking the sun. Temperatures in Paris drop to 115 degrees in summer, with black snow falling on the ruins of the Eiffel Tower. Rice fields in Vietnam's Mekong Delta and India's Ganges Delta become barren, triggering widespread famine. The global power grid collapses, the internet vanishes, and food supply chains break down. Supermarkets in Johannesburg and Buenos Aires are empty within 48 hours, sparking riots. Survivors flee to bunkers, like military shelters in Russia or underground facilities in Switzerland. But radiation seeps into groundwater, causing cancer and infections. In Indonesia, coastal communities try to survive on boats, but starvation and disease decimate the population. Months later, the sky remains pitch black, and global temperatures hover near freezing. In Kenya, survivors in villages attempt to grow potatoes by flashlight, but irradiated soil prevents crops from growing. In Australia, Aboriginal communities try to survive in the desert, but lack of clean water weakens them. Humanity reverts to a primitive existence, taking shelter in caves and bunkers, clinging to faint hopes of a better future. Immediate destruction. 1 to 2 billion people perish in the first 24 hours, including millions in major cities like Tokyo, Mumbai, and São Paulo. 90% of global industrial infrastructure, from factories in Shenzhen to ports in Rotterdam, is destroyed. Nuclear winter. A decade-long temperature drop starves 80% of the world's population. Agricultural regions like the Mekong Delta and Ukraine's steppes cannot produce food, driving survivors to cannibalism. Fragile legacy. Some bunkers in Sweden and South Africa hold DNA vaults and digital libraries, including Tolstoy's works, Beethoven's music, and Vedic scriptures. But radiation damages equipment, risking data loss. International organizations launched Genesis pods, spacecraft carrying DNA and cultural memories, before the war, but their fate is unknown. Small twist. In a Chinese bunker, scientists uncover classified documents revealing the war could have been prevented if global leaders had cooperated instead of hiding arsenal data. This truth raises a question. Could humanity have avoided this fate by prioritizing peace? Cosmic death. The sun incinerates Earth. Fast forward 1 billion years, and Earth is no longer a blue planet but a scorched desert stretching from Africa to Asia. The Amazon rainforest in South America turns to dust, the Nile River in Egypt dries up, and the Himalayas in South Asia crack under searing heat. In Tokyo, skyscrapers collapse, glass shatters, and steel rusts. The coral reefs of Australia's Great Barrier Reef dissolve into sand. Surface temperatures soar to 70 degrees, submerging coastal regions like the Maldives and Bangladesh before the oceans evaporate entirely. Plants and animals go extinct, with only underground bacteria in Siberia surviving temporarily. In 5 billion years, the sun expands 200 times its size, becoming a red giant. The global sky glows blood red, and Earth is incinerated at 2,000 degrees C. Rocks melt into lava, and the sun's gravity tears apart the planet's crust. In Peru, Machu Picchu, the Inca civilization's legacy, dissolves into solar plasma. In Egypt, the Giza pyramids crumble into molten sand. Earth vanishes, leaving no trace behind. The sun then explodes into a supernova, unleashing energy that obliterates Jupiter and Saturn. The solar system disintegrates, leaving a shimmering cosmic dust cloud in the darkness. Before Earth's end, international organizations like ESA and CNSA launched hundreds of Genesis pods from sites in Guyana and Hainan, carrying human DNA, cultural data, and artificial intelligence. These pods drift through the galaxy, facing risks of asteroid collisions or destruction by cosmic radiation. Some pods may have landed on distant planets, but no one knows if they activated. Complete erasure. Earth is absorbed into the sun, leaving no human artifacts, not a temple, not a poem, not a document. Biological extinction. All life, including bacteria, is eradicated as Earth becomes molten lava. Legacy out of reach. Genesis. Pods are the only hope for preserving civilization, carrying data on the Quran, Van Gogh's paintings, and Fela Kuti's music. But their chances of being found are as slim as finding a drop of water in an ocean. Small twist. An ESA document stored in a pod reveals humanity once planned to build colonies beyond the solar system, like on Proxima Centauri, but lacked global cooperation to execute it. Had they united, Earth might have left a greater legacy. Impact analysis. In the Congo rainforest, elephants and gorillas die en masse due to food shortages. In the South China Sea, fish and coral are wiped out by radioactive seawater. Only a few species, like cockroaches in Delhi and bacteria in Mexico's Carlsbad Caverns, survive, thanks to radiation resistance. Survivors in bunkers in Sweden and South Africa face cancer and malnutrition. Bunker reports note a survival rate below 1% after 5 years, due to contaminated water and lack of medicine. Civilization collapses. Libraries in Alexandria's modern replica in Egypt are burned, and digital data in Singapore's data centers are erased. Some bunkers in Russia hold DNA vaults and seed banks, but radiation damages equipment, risking the loss of civilization's legacy. Meanwhile, in 1 billion years, Indonesia's rainforests wither, and animals like tigers in India go extinct due to rising temperatures. Underground bacteria in Siberia persist for a few million years, but when the sun becomes a red giant, all life is eradicated. Civilization leaves no trace. Landmarks like Beijing's Forbidden City, India's Taj Mahal, and South Africa's rock art melt into lava. Only Genesis pods, launched from global sites, carry civilization's data. Recordings of Zulu folk songs, Buddhist scriptures, and Akira Kurosawa's films. Biologically, nuclear war spares some small species, but cosmic death eradicates all life. Both scenarios lead to human extinction, with zero long-term survival odds. Civilization's memory, bunkers in Sweden and South Africa may preserve data for decades, but not enough to rebuild civilization. Genesis are the only hope, but they must survive billions of years drifting in space, vulnerable to asteroids or radiation. Philosophically, nuclear war is a self-inflicted tragedy reflecting human greed and conflict. Cosmic death is a natural cycle, reminding us that everything, even great civilizations, is temporary. The question arises, does humanity matter if no one remembers them? Small twist. Some Genesis pods are designed to activate automatically upon landing on a suitable planet, but a programming error causes 90% of pods to fail to unlock their data. This reduces the chances of humanity's civilization being reborn. Outcome? What happens after Earth ends? Millions of years after Earth's end, a Genesis pod lands on a distant planet, 100 million light-years from Earth. This planet, tentatively called Eden, has an oxygen-rich atmosphere, deep blue oceans, and glowing plants under the light of 2 moons. The pod automatically activates, using stored DNA to recreate simple life forms, starting with bacteria and plants resembling the Amazon rainforest. Over thousands of years, the pod's AI system, called Archivist, builds a small ecosystem with trees like Borneo's rainforests and small animals resembling Serengeti antelopes. A new generation of creatures emerges, recreated from human DNA, but without memories of Earth. Archivist, an AI designed to preserve civilization, projects images of humanity. A Diwali festival in India with millions of lamps, a classical concert in Vienna, a traditional dance ceremony in Polynesia. But the new generation doesn't understand these images. They live in a society not based on spoken language, but using electromagnetic waves to communicate. The pod contains a vast data archive, the Quran, Ravi Shankar's music, and Chauvet cave paintings from France. Archivist tries to transmit the data via radio waves, hoping an alien civilization will receive it, but only silence responds. Meanwhile, millions of other Genesis pods drift through the universe, carrying humanity's legacy. Some crash into asteroids, others are destroyed in black holes, but a few may have landed on other planets like Gliese 581d or Kepler 452b, with hopes of recreating life. Possibility 1. Nothing remains. If Genesis pods fail, humanity's legacy vanishes entirely. No memories, no traces, just dust and silence in the universe. Possibility 2. Rebirth. Some pods, like on Eden, recreate life, but the new beings carry no memory of Earth. They may evolve into brilliant civilizations, but remain unaware of humanity, just as we are unaware of creatures that lived on Earth billions of years ago. Small twist. Archivist discovers that Eden's creatures are not only recreated from human DNA, but also altered by cosmic radiation, causing them to evolve faster than predicted. They may become a species far surpassing human intelligence, but never know their origins. Philosophical question. Can a new generation unaware of Earth be considered humanity's legacy? Or is humanity just a fleeting phase in the cosmic cycle? Open ending. Humanity's legacy. Trillions of years later, in the dark era of the universe, when all stars have faded and only black holes remain, a signal from a Genesis pod blazes in the darkness. This pod, launched from Earth billions of years ago, has landed on a planet 100 billion light-years away. This planet has vast oceans, a stable climate, and a complex ecosystem. The pod activates, recreating human DNA, but after billions of years of evolution, the resulting beings no longer resemble humans. They have glowing eyes like flames, shimmering diamond-like skin, and communicate via electromagnetic waves. They build floating cities, powered by the planet's core, and develop a culture without spoken language. Archivist, still operational in the pod, notes that this new civilization knows nothing of Earth. But in their artifacts, the AI detects strange echoes. A stone carving depicting a savanna like the Serengeti, with animals resembling African elephants. An audio device plays a melody resembling the Japanese folk song Sakura Sakura, though no one understands its meaning. A massive structure resembles Angkor Wat, with towering spires used as a ceremonial center. Humanity's memories, though forgotten, have seeped into the new civilization's subconscious. Archivist discovers that the new civilization isn't just recreated from Genesis pod DNA, but also inadvertently incorporates data from an alien civilization. Another pod, launched from Earth, was intercepted by an alien species that added their DNA to the data vault. The result is a hybrid species, blending human and alien traits, creating a life form never seen before. They carry humanity's echoes, but also alien traits, like the ability to perceive nonlinear time. Miraculous rebirth. Humanity has survived the apocalypse, not just on Eden, but possibly on dozens of other planets where Genesis pods landed. But they are no longer human, but a hybrid species carrying alien DNA. Philosophical question. Can a civilization with no memory of Earth and carrying alien DNA be called humanity's legacy? If humanity exists only in faint echoes, a melody, an image, has it truly survived? Eternal hope. Millions of Genesis pods still drift in the universe, each a chance for humanity to be reborn in whatever form. But if the universe ends in the dark era, do these pods still matter? Viral impact. The twist of hybridization with alien DNA is a unique surprise, primed to go viral on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, sparking discussions about the nature of humanity and life.